Really nice to have Grant joining us throughout the weekend. And Grant, I know it's been a really nice sort of homecoming for you. You're an Ottawa boy, but I know what playing in Winnipeg meant to you. And you had your first opportunity to actually be a spectator on Friday at that raucous game. What was it like?
It was fun. It was good to see all the guys. It was good to be back in the rink, and especially being able to see them afterwards was a lot of fun reconnecting.
Who were your guys there? Who were your buddies?
Buff, for sure. I played with him a lot, and then I've seen him a few times afterwards, so it was nice to hang out with him and Shifes and Wheels and all those guys, so it was great.
And down 2-0, Grant, they come back. Shifley got a beautiful backhand goal to kind of trigger it. What's your thought on this current Jets team?
I like them. They got a lot of speed, they're big, they're fast, they play a good game, and top to bottom, they have a lot of depth on the team, so I like how they look.
Well, this is going to be just a really interesting matchup for you to watch tonight as you see both of your former teams meeting up. So let's ask the same question about Columbus. Didn't look so good for them yesterday. They bolstered their lineup. What do you think?
Yeah, they made a lot of moves at the deadline, and I think they're going all in. They're ready to make a run, and they got some dangerous players on that team too.
So you can see the spread in front of us. It's a special Sunday occasion. You have a really neat Sunday tradition, and that is to be awakened first thing in the morning and told that you've been drafted. Let's start with that one, and then you can talk about your first NHL game.
Yeah, that was pretty special. I wasn't expecting to get drafted at all, and to be woken up by my mom banging on the door saying the phone was for me. I got home really late the night before from an amusement park, and I told her, "Mom, don't worry, I'll call them back." She said, "No, I think you're going to want to take this call." So that was pretty special, getting a call from Columbus saying I was drafted. As a dream come true.
And the first time you suited up, do you remember?
Yeah, against Vancouver. It was a great experience, too. Lucky enough to have 2 assists in that game. Fortunately, turned it over for the game-tying goal, too, but it was pretty special. I won't forget it.
And your first goal. You got to remember that.
Yeah, that was really neat because my parents were in attendance and my grandparents, and my grandfather's passed away since, but they were there to see me score my first goal, so I think the pride was just exuding off all of them afterwards.
We're going to look at that goal now. It's a beautiful shot. We saw it also in the pack that ran ahead of the interview, Grant. Fantastic release. So you, let's go back a little bit to Nepean and how you worked on that shot, how you became the defenseman that you became on your way to Clarkson. How did it happen for you?
I went through a few garage doors at my parents' house shooting pucks, and no, that was always something I focused on, was controlling what I could control, really putting in the time and the work, and going from Nepean to Clarkson, and those years at Clarkson were very special. We had some good teams, and it was just always trying to make sure I was doing everything I can to get better every day, and luckily I was fortunate enough to make it to the NHL.
I'm really impressed with the way that you have been able to transition out of the game. And so it's not a surprise to me that you're actually helping other athletes do the same thing. We'll talk about all the things you've got going on, but one of them is that. So what is it?
So I'm working for One Sports Entertainment, and my role is really to help guys not only transition to life after hockey, but to proactively engage them to prepare while they're playing. I think the more they can do while they're playing, the better suited they'll be when they retire. And it's something that I've gone through firsthand. Unfortunately, my career was ended by an injury, so it wasn't something I was prepared for, but I think it's something that's important to me. And if I can help other guys go through it, then I'm happy to do so.
I never know how a person can play professional hockey and think about anything but playing professional hockey. So how do you diversify and look forward?
Yeah, I think it's just something that hockey brings a lot of stress, and I think you spend a lot of time focusing on hockey and watching hockey and dissecting how you played, and if you can kind of step away from that for a bit and try and focus on other things and try and just kind of get out of that hockey mindset for a little while, I think it helps in your aspect while you're playing, but also after.
But you also jumped in really quickly. You became a sommelier, I believe, while you were still playing. Is that true?
I started while I was playing.
Okay,
yeah.
so that in itself is crazy. You've got a cidery going on, but you jumped right in and you just finished your MBA.
I did, yeah. That was a lot of work. Being a hockey player is a lot of work, but doing your MBA was even more work than I expected. It was a great ride, and I'm really glad I did it.
Wish we had more time, Grant. Just a joy, as Tara said, to have you here for 48 hours. Here's a cider, the local cider, Dead Horse. I don't know if it's as good as the one you make up near Quebec City, but thank you.
Thanks for having me.